again, we talked about this last time, but when we're in the present moment, the reason that these dreams are so important is because in the past, we have our past that we've survived, and when we need something in the present moment, we decide what we're going to do by looking into the past. And then based on our past experience, we decide what action to take in the present. And a lot of us just spin in this realm. And we just keep going around and around. And as we talked about in the past, the more we spin, the more the middle wall starts to break down. And the past and the present become one. And when that happens, we lose our risk-taking ability. It's just we're stuck in the way it is. So more important is to look at. I'm going to drop the pen here real quick. So what these dreams do is they allow us to look at the future and what we're trying to accomplish. So then we can take our action in the present time based on the dream side, not this side. So now what we want to do is shift our mindfulness to this side where our actions are dictated by what we want to have happen. So we look into the future of our dreams, and then we come back. And then we take the next action in line with what we're trying to accomplish and come back this way. The past is important because we need to learn from the past and we need to acknowledge that the past happened, but we don't need to allow it to control our destiny. We need to make sure that our future is controlling our present moment, that we're doing stuff now that moves us closer to our dreams and our goals and not necessarily be mired in what's happened in the past. Where are the drawings here? Because as I showed you last time, this slide, the only person you are destined to become is the person you decide to be, which is Ralph Waldo Emerson. Again, this is how you do it. You do it by knowing what you want to accomplish. So we can either be part of life and just as things happen, we respond as we've always responded, or we can have a dream in mind of what we're moving for, what we're moving to. Goals are just those steps on the way to our dreams. Sorry about that. A little pepper in the throat. So where are we going? Who are we destined to become? And that's why the guiding principle exercise is so important. So the guiding principle and the magic wand is what kind of person do we want to be? The experience is what are our dreams about what we want to experience, what we want to go do. And then the what we have or what we want to have is just another piece of it. So a good friend of mine says there's 3 levels, right? The first level is commitment. First, we have to commit to doing something differently. The next level is contentment of, okay, we've gotten our commitment, we've moved ourselves where we want to be. But at some point, we sit back and go, what do I really want? You know, in the way of experiences, or what do I really want in the way of material possessions? And we decide what's worth it and what's not. How content are we? What will it take for us to be content with what we have? Because the third and final phase that we move to is legacy. And that's the what have I left behind? What have I prepared for the future? And that's where that idea of talking to a grandson and telling your story in the future, what will that story be? That's the legacy piece. So can we move? But the first step is commitment. We have to commit to have the discipline to make these steps, to start walking towards our dreams, walking towards our goals, instead of being stuck in the past. Then from there, we get to, what do I really want to accomplish, which is what today's goal is. Our dreams. What is it that we really want to do in this lifetime? and then we make that commitment to start walking towards those. And then at some point, what's the contentment we're going to leave? What's the legacy we're going to leave for our families when people talk about us in the future or ask us our life story? What's the story we tell them? So that's the big thing with today. So take your time with this. It's not a quick thing, and it's not a one-time thing either. Things change over time, but if you keep this little running list, which is why we made the workbook separate from the other book, was that then that workbook can be your ongoing work, right? You can change it, you can swap out pages. Don't get rid of stuff because you want to look back and see it, but you can add in pages and say, no, I'd rather do this, or things have changed, as you all know, as we get older. Our perspectives and what we want changes, and starts to look more to legacy, retirement, those kind of things. So as that's part of the goal, things shift a little bit. Hang in there and shift with it. That's why the workbook's there, so you can make adjustments. And just, you can keep it personal to yourself. You can share it with your spouse. I think if you have a significant other that you want, it's going to be along for the ride. It's great to share it. You don't have to, but if more than one person is working on it, that's even better. But it can be personal, it can be shared. But the big thing is, where do you want to go on your journey? So, with that, our time is up. Is there any real quick questions? You can pop over on the side, and there's a question button there or a chat button. If anybody has a quick question. I don't see any popping up. So with that, I will let you all get back to your day. Thank you for joining me today as we talked about one of my favorite subjects, dreams, because I love the dreamers, but we've got to take that dream, and you might have the dream, but we've got to commit to taking those steps, those action steps, to make the dream a reality. So with that, good luck. You guys are at an awesome place here. Keep going with the program. A few more weeks, and you should start to notice over the next few weeks that it should be getting easier and easier each step. So keep taking those steps. Go to your workouts. You guys are doing an awesome job on becoming more mindful of what you're eating and what activity you're getting, which is huge. So congratulations on that. But now start feeding that elephant a little bit with the dreams and with the goals, and it'll make the process a little easier. It's just another way to clear the path. So with that, thank you all. Have a good day, and hopefully I'll be seeing you soon at the clinic.